Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the Chick-Fil-A Showdown. And the top two drivers from this race will make it on to the Chick-Fil-A All-Star Race on Wednesday. We are here at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. This is the newer version of the racetrack where we see the very intense 3, 4, and 5 wide. I know a lot of you guys really like Armory Digital, and I do too, but that track is just a little too predictable. Here we're going to have some pretty crazy racing, and I enjoy it. And this is where we're going to hold the All-Star Race for season number 4. But anyways, we got ourselves 23 drivers in the field. And I guess at this point, I haven't made it yet, but you guys have probably seen me explaining the All-Star Race, and you probably already know everything over there. But I'll go through it again. If you are in the All-Star Race already, if you had won a race in season number 3, won a race this season, or a past All-Star Race winner, or are a past champion. So if you fall under any of those categories, you are in the All-Star Race already, and those that do not fall under those categories are going to race here. The top two in this race advance on. It's 10 laps, no cautions, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here in this race. So, I'm watching Race Up right now, and I did not realize that Auto Club Speedway was last paved in 1996. I had no idea. That's cool. They gotta keep it that way. It's a great track. And yeah, this track hasn't been paved since 1996. Anyways, let's get to this starting lineup. What happens when I'm watching TV? Well, yeah, what happens when I'm watching TV while doing a race? Anyways, it's Tristan Allen who won the Chick-Fil-A Showdown last season, starting on the pole. Alongside him, it's Wolfgang Stone. We got Reagan Whitlock, Blaine Keys, Clint Buchanan, Aaron Henderson, Colby Jackson, Ferdinand Gabat, Justin Roberts, Jonathan Fitzwater, Dylan Young, Hergel Irvin Alonso, Davey Johnson, Jordan Newman, Chris Stein, Jacob Reed, Ryan Madden, Nicholas Gratton, Matt Tuck, Morgan Grempler, Dan Park, Alex Tanker, and Riley White. That's the full field starting here today for the Chick-Fil-A Showdown. 10 laps, and the top two advance on to the All-Star Race and nobody else. We're going to be seeing 3, 4, 5 wide constantly throughout this race. We'll probably see a crash, and as I mentioned, there are no cautions in this race. So if a crash happens, it happens. There's no caution, and we go and we keep on racing here at the Auto Club Speedway. This is definitely a very, very interesting racetrack. And it is definitely a very good place to hold an all-star event. These guys are going to be going all out on a racetrack that's meant for going all out. You're going to see it here. And it is definitely going to be very intense here in this race and in the All-Star Race on Wednesday. And of course, the significance of the All-Star Race is the winner gets a reserve for the next season of the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. And these guys trying to make it into the All-Star Race. Last season, Stuart Gratton, he advanced on after winning the first segment of the Chick-Fil-A Showdown, and he ended up winning the All-Star Race and getting a reserve. So that's the significance of this race here. You can easily win the All-Star Race if you win or finish second in this race. Advance on. And already it's 4 wide. Clint Buchanan to the inside of Tristan Allen. We got ourselves Colby Jackson in the 62 here trying to get to the inside. Now the All-Star Race will be run at night, but this race is going to be run during the day, even though it's a very cloudy day. But decided to just run this during the day, because that's kind of how when the Showdown should be run. Anyways, Colby Jackson is going to lead the first lap of action here in the Chick-Fil-A Showdown. Here comes part-time driver Justin Roberts to the inside of him. And they're already 4 wide throughout most of this field, and it's a very big possibility that we are going to have a crash in this race. But as I said, there are no cautions, and if the crash happens, it happens. And they're going to keep on racing. That's the thing that's different about this race than there are about the points races here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. We're 5 wide. I think we're 6 wide. To tell you, yeah, we're 5 wide. We're not 6 wide, but we're 5 wide. That's Colby Jackson way up on the outside there. Nicholas Gratton led that lap, but I'm telling you, these guys are going to crash if they're not careful, and that's going to really, really cut the field down. You got Matt Tuck, now Dan Park to the inside here. You got Riley White. Riley White started in the back already in 2.5 laps. He's up front. Matt Tuck on the outside. Dan Park in the middle. We got the 51 here. To the inside, Riley White looking to take the lead. Here comes Alex Tanker in the 95. Look at this. This is insane. And in the wall already. And upside down goes Jonathan Fitzwater. But as I said, there are no cautions, so we keep on going. It's Aaron Henderson, Nicholas Gratton, Alex Tanker, and Jonathan Fitzwater went upside down. Davey Johnson was involved. Herangel Irvin Alonso, Matt Tuck. These guys back here might have gotten some damage, but we are still racing. That's the significance of having no cautions in this race. We just keep on going at it. That was a big crash. We'll review it at the end of this race here. But we got to keep on going here. Dan Park in the 41 looking to the inside of Riley White. Here comes Dylan Young in the 35. Got Ryan Madden, who is the points leader. He didn't win a race this season. And he is a rookie. This is his first season, so he did not get into the All-Star race, even though he was the points leader. But he wants to definitely get into the All-Star race because he definitely deserves to be in there. Has had a very nice, consistent season in that number 22, but has not found a win yet. And because of that, he's not in the All-Star race. But he can get into the All-Star race by finishing first or second in this race here today. The halfway point's going to be led by Dylan Young in the number 35. Here comes Morgan Grumpler in the 29, looking to the inside of Jordan Newman and Dan Park. We got Wolfgang Stone here in the 42, and they're back to going 4 wide, even though we only have about 10 cars in this pack. It's insane out there. This is why I don't like having a points race here. The racing is just a little too crazy to be having a points race here, so that's why I like to have the All-Star race here. You know, the All-Star race is a totally special race. You know, I can do whatever I want with it, but it's not a points race. And I don't really like having points races being all crazy like this. But anyways, Dylan Young able to stay out and lead another lap here. Getting that outside lane to work with this smaller pack. It's easier to stay up front than it is with that really big pack we had earlier on. We only have 4 laps to go here in the showdown. Here comes Wolfgang Stone in the 42 trying to get to the inside of Dylan Young for the lead. Ferdinand Gabay, Chris Dodd, Morgan Grempler, Dan Park, Riley White, Ryan Madden, Jordan Newman, all in this lead pack. Then we got these guys back here looking to catch up to that lead pack. You got Jacob Reed, the 62 of Colby Jackson, Blaine Keys, and Tristan Allen. You got Clint Buchanan, Justin Roberts. They were kind of involved in that crash. So was Reagan Whitlock and Davey Johnson and Matt Tuck and Alex Tanker and Nicholas Gratton and Aaron Henderson. My goodness, quite a few guys hanging in the back there. I thought that crash would have knocked a lot of guys out, but it might have only knocked out the 40. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied there. Gabat to the inside of Wolfgang Stone. It's going to be 2 laps to go in this showdown when we cross the line this time. And Ferdinand Gabat is out front. We got Riley White and Ryan Madden here. They're right behind the 98, running second and third respectively. Only the top 2 advance on to the All-Star race. Now Jordan Newman running in second. And here comes Dan Park in the 41. They're 4 wide once again. They fan it back down the 3 wide. We got Jacob Reed and these guys. They're closing in. They've been running single file and haven't been going double file and slowing themselves down. So that's good. That's only going to help them. We might see a couple of those guys advance on. But anyways, it's going to be the white flag. Ferdinand Gabat in the 98 trying to advance on to the All-Star race for the second time in his career. He takes the white flag here at Auto Club. They're 3 wide behind him. Here comes Morgan Grumpler. Here comes Dan Park in the 41. Dan Park won the second dual race at Daytona. Does not officially count for a win to make yourself get into the All-Star race. But Dan Park is looking to make it in by getting in through the showdown. And he's got a good run through the middle here. Here comes Wolfgang Stone and Morgan Grempler. The battle's going to be for the second transfer spot. And it is going to go to... Let's see. Dan Park won the race. Wolfgang Stone advances along with him. But barely in that number 42 machine. How about that? But Dan Park, the winner of the Chick-Fil-A Showdown in season number 4 of the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. Wolfgang Stone advancing to the All-Star race with him. And they were dead even. Wolfgang Stone and Ferdinand Gabat were dead even at the line. But Wolfgang Stone was credited with the advantage, and he will advance on to the Chick-Fil-A All-Star Race. And Dan Park as well will make it on to the All-Star Race in the number 41 machine. He gets the victory here in the Chick-Fil-A Showdown. And the only two guys who failed to finish were Harry J. from Alonso and Jonathan Fitzwater. Let's go and see what happened in that crash. And then we'll actually review the finish there, because that was definitely worthy of a replay. Well, this is what happened here. Well, I didn't bring out the caution. Usually when we have a crash, we bring out a caution. I usually say what brought out the caution when we end up having a crash. But here, it did not bring out the caution. And you could just tell, that's just not going to work. They're going 5 wide. Morgan Grempler, Dylan Young, I think they kind of come up a little bit, and they get into the 40 of Fitzwater. Fitzwater is going to be the first guy that go around. It's actually Grempler that kind of spins them around there. And then Alex Tanker had nowhere to go either. And Matt Tuck, Alex Tanker, they just get put in the wall. They just get squeezed into the wall, and then see the 40 went upside down. All these guys trying to avoid it. That 40 took a wild tumble down the front stretch. Got here J.L.R. and Alonso torn up. Aaron Henderson, Nicholas Gratton. With the 95 of Alex Tanker, he went into the wall. And it was a tough break for all those guys involved, trying to make it into the All-Star race. And their days end with a torn-up race car. Going to go ahead and replay this in real time. Following the number 40, Jonathan Fitzwater. I first saw that 95 go around, and the 40 was along with him. And the 40 was the one that got the worst of it. And a tough break for all those guys involved. But fortunately, this is not a points race, so no championship implications on this. But still, kind of hurts for those guys trying to make it into the All-Star race. And here is the replay of the finish between Wolfgang Stone and Ferdinand Gabbat. We're just going to slow it down as slow as we can. 1/16. Look at this. You might be able to tell, you might not. But I think you're going to be able to tell barely, I think. Wolfgang Stone got it. But just going to see here if these frames here help. And go with TV2 angle, might be able to... no. Yeah, it's still far away. Might not have a good angle on this one. I mean, that's probably the best angle right there. It's the helicopter view. And if you could kind of tilt your head there, it almost seems like Ferdinand Gabbat beat him to the line. But he didn't. It was Wolfgang Stone. Wolfgang Stone was credited with second place, and he will advance on to the Chick-Fil-A All-Star Race. So there's the official standings right there. Dan Park, Wolfgang Stone, Ferdinand Gabbat, Morgan Grempler, and Colby Jackson, the top 5. But unfortunately, only the top 2 get on to the All-Star race. And that's Dan Park and Wolfgang Stone. So you'll see them on Wednesday battling for a reserve for season number 5 of the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. So thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Dan Park, and I'll see you guys Wednesday for the Chick-Fil-A All-Star race here at the Auto Club Speedway. It's going to be a crazy one, and the winner gets a reserve. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.